Hi everybody, welcome to Simple and Healthy Mama. If you don't know me yet, I'm Kate. I am married to Marcus, and we have 2 young kids, a boy and a girl. Hi honey, you can come in and grab your clothes if you want. If you have kids, you have already come to realize that this whole situation is really overwhelming and busier than you probably thought it would be. People who don't have kids seem to think that staying home is boring. I haven't found that to be true. I find the days are absolutely flying by and I am exhausted trying to fit everything in that we should be doing. So I am trying to let go of some of the shoulds and focus on priorities. Your priorities right now should be something along the lines of stay home, self-care, work, homeschool. In that order. Let me break this down for you. You have probably already realized that you cannot actually do all of the things well all of the time, especially right now. So you have to prioritize. So first off, stay home. Yes, duh, of course. You need to stay home if you can, when you can, and as much as you can until we get through a little more of this curve flattening phase. Even when you're staying home, make sure that you are washing your hands often with soap. If you don't use soap, it's not actually called washing, it's just called rinsing. If your kids don't seem to be doing this very well, supervise them every time they wash their hands. Usually I wouldn't suggest helicopter parenting and just hanging over your kid's shoulder all the time, but make sure they're washing their hands. Another tip I have is make sure that you cut their fingernails really short. Kids tend to have really nasty, gross brown fingernails. They should only have brown under their fingernails if they've actually been digging in dirt and it's like legit dirt under their fingernails. And if you have trouble keeping yours clean, cut those off too. Let's talk about self-care. I know you've heard this word thrown around a lot lately, and it might not even have been something that was on your radar before. And now you're supposed to do it on top of everything else. And you're probably thinking work is more important than self-care, but if you have the coronavirus, you aren't going to be able to work. Let's start with some of the basics. You need to have a consistent bedtime for your kids and yourself. If everyone in your house goes to bed at a consistent time, not the same time, but a consistent time, it will help you fall asleep faster and sleep better. Also, having a bit of a routine and a schedule will give you some normalcy in a time where nothing feels normal. Try and stop the use of screens an hour before bedtime for everyone in your family. I know, this one is hard, and I don't do so well at it myself, but especially for your kids, turn those screens off before bed so that they get better sleep. Next up, drink water. Water is water. Water. I am talking to you mamas who drink coffee all day until it is time for wine. Both caffeine and alcohol can be dehydrating. They are not water. You need to drink some water. Besides, caffeine can stay in your system for up to 12 hours, making it hard to fall asleep at night if you've had coffee anytime after like late morning. And I've found that drinking alcohol later at night can really disrupt my sleep as well. So you might want to think about replacing a few of those glasses with a few glasses of just plain water. Next, try and feed your family some real whole foods. Try and limit sugar and highly processed foods and focus on things like whole grains, fruits, vegetables, beans, nuts, and seeds. If you are on a tight budget right now, rice and beans. Rice and beans can get you so much nutrition for very, very little money. This, along with getting some good sleep and drinking enough water and hitting the like button below, will really help to keep your family healthy. See, there's a lot of misinformation out there, but go ahead and help me out with the YouTube algorithm by tapping that like button below. Check out some of my older videos like this one about broccoli if you need some ideas of really quick, easy ways to feed your kids and get some vegetables in them. If you can and are able to, get outside with your kids every day. It's a great way to lift everyone's spirits, have a chance to wave or yell at your neighbors from afar, get some exercise, and get a little break from the screen time. We have noticed that getting outside is the best therapy for our family right now. We take a 2-mile walk every day, and our youngest is 4. It's also still snowing here about every other day, so no excuses, get outside. Getting outside goes along with my next point, which is trying to get some exercise. Anything counts at this point. If you're not used to doing something, ease into it, yes, but move your body. There are so many fun classes you can take for free right now online. You can just Google any sort of workout that you want to do. Our family has really been loving dancing along to a Kids Bop video. I will link it down below. It is our favorite one. We've been doing the same one every day so that we stand some chance of keeping up at some point. And the other day, I made it through the whole 34 minutes for the first time. My kids also really like the Cosmic Kids Yoga. I will link that below as well. It has mindfulness and yoga exercises that are fabulous for them, but it also includes a little bit of storytelling, so it keeps them really engaged. Lastly, under self-care, find something that you can do for yourself each day. Whether it's meditation, knitting, reading a good novel, or watching your favorite TV show, do something that is just for you each day. You need to fill up your own emotional bucket so that you have some reserves. Next up, work. If you have a job, work hard to try and keep it. If you don't have a job and you need to look for one, set aside a chunk of time each day to do your job search. Under normal circumstances, job searches are just about one of the worst things I can think of to do. Obviously now, they're even harder. You might have to compromise and settle for something that isn't ideal for you just to get through this time. Lastly, homeschool or distance learning. You can't believe that I'm telling you this is the last priority, can you? But as a parent and former teacher, I am telling you that while your child's education is important, keeping your family physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy is so much more important right now. This is a small chunk of the school year that they are missing. They will be okay. You need to focus on the things that matter the most. And moms who have been homeschooling before all of this came about have been telling me that they really do just a couple hours a day for the younger grades and up to 4 hours for high schoolers of academic work, and that's it. So please don't feel like you are supposed to be doing 6 hours of academics with your kids. Think about what they do when they're at school. They don't actually do. You can get socks. Our daughter is in first grade and her teachers sent home a plan for the week, and online she can access different videos and activities that she is supposed to do. But even with that, they were very clear. There are certain things that we should prioritize, and the rest can be things that they can do optionally if they want to do more or if we need them to do more so we can work. If your child's teacher or school hasn't been able to send much home, just really focus on continuing to have them read as much as they can or read to them as much as you can. If you need a little more time to get work done, you can set them up with something like the Save with Stories series that's out right now on Instagram and on YouTube. I'll link it below. And famous people have been reading all of these great famous picture books to kids so they can be read to even if their families aren't able to do it at that time. We also really love the Reading Rainbow app. It does have a small subscription fee, but they read the books to the kids, and it even has little short videos of virtual field trips, which if you're as old as I am and you grew up watching Reading Rainbow, you will remember. And LeVar Burton actually reads a bunch of the books and does the field trips. So I'm such a fan. It's so awesome. I'll link that below as well. And then remember that kids learn through play. They learn so much through play that I would say we were doing them a disservice before by filling their schedules too much. Play can be super therapeutic for them and really help them in this time where everyone's stress levels are so much higher, and play can just help them work that all out. So let them play. I don't want this to run too long, so I will make a whole other episode with more specific advice and help for the homeschooling/distance learning thing we're all working on right now. Until then, focus on your priorities. You've got this, mamas. My kids are doing martial arts online in the other room, and our little one yells at the end of class, "Bye!"